Welcome to the Talking Shop podcast. We are going to talk some shop. I'm Josh from Grand Slam Cards. We got Michael over here, our patriotic Michael on election vote day. We got It's Cobb hanging out with us here, driving the ship. We're going to talk some shop today and have some fun, as you can see. Who's doing rundown? Give us a rundown of today's episode. What are we talking about?
All right, so of course we're going to recap our weekend like we always do. We're going to talk about how our favorite football teams did over the weekend for the college football games. Josh, we're going to hear how the Charlotte Card Show went. Then in hobby news, we're going to talk about the World Series victory for the Dodgers. We're going to take a look at key players from each team. After that, we're going to go over October's GemRate numbers, and then we're going to talk about the Mickey Mouse Superfractor and how other non-sport licensed product will do on the market.
I just thought about, how I told you in the pregame, I don't have a card from the vault or hit from the shop or anything. I've got some of the new Star Wars cards. We can show off some of those. I picked out like a small stack of my favorites.
Jump into my FOMO nightmare. That's my favorite set of all time. I remember when I first saw that on the shelves of the card shop. It must have been 2021, $99. And that was like post-COVID. So for it to be $99 then, they had no idea what they had in their hands, and it's just exploded. I love that set. But before we get into that,
does it always look this good as this year's?
It is always good looking. It's always good looking. So
nice.
Like your favorite dude, Tom Cruise. Always good looking. So, but before we get into that, I will catch you up. Yes.
Avery got our joke.
Yep, we got it. And I am going to steal something that I heard on Andy Frisella's podcast today. If you guys are actually like watching this and you haven't voted, catch the recording, turn it off, go vote. I could care less if you watch this or listen to this, but I do want you guys to go vote.
They're trying to get Josh to go vote right now.
I know. They're trying to call him in.
All right, gotta go.
So, Auburn lost again. Colorado had a bye. And the two local teams, I say local, South Carolina and Clemson. South Carolina upset number 10, Texas A&M, and Clemson lost to an unranked team. I think Clemson was ranked number 11, and they lost. So the college football world continues to just go sideways, and I think it's gonna be like that for the foreseeable future. And I cannot wait for the playoffs to start. So playoffs. So, but Josh, let me guess, you've watched 3 minutes of college football this season, and that's it.
Yes, and none this weekend, unless you count on Saturday when I'm usually too busy helping customers. I have it playing on at the on the TVs in the store, but I don't get to pay much attention to it. So
Avery, you can have this job. You can have this microphone, Avery, anytime. Come and get it.
I know I don't talk about sports much, but I have been a closet USC fan since 2000, and it's really hard to be a USC fan. So that's why I never talk about it on the show, because it is rough.
That's exactly why you should talk about it. I will give you this to USC. It doesn't matter how good or how bad of a team they have. I believe every weekend they sell out. Like a very, very loyal fan base. They turn Columbia upside down every time they have a home game. So awesome. So, Josh, did you guys officially set up at the show this weekend? How was it? Talk to us. And if anybody watching this was at the show, let us know how it went there.
So I was not at the show. A couple of our guys from the shop were up there. They said it was good. Yeah, nothing crazy, but had a good day selling. And yeah, I don't have a ton of feedback on it. I've kind of like usually on Monday as customers come in, I'll pick their brains if anyone went up to the show. I usually ask you. Hadn't had a chance to ask you if you had gone over there or not, but yeah, the guy said it was good, and that's saying something because I have people that will reach out to me and say it was not good, or certain shows they'll say it was not good, not enough customers, way too many dealers, or whatever the complaint is. But no, the guy said it was pretty good, and I mean his show is always pretty good. I don't think it ever lays an egg. So
yeah, that's awesome.
I think
and I know there's
it's smaller, right? Like because it's at the hotel. I think
it is. It's cozy, and it spills over into that hallway, and but it always seems very busy. There's always a good mix there. There is a 2-day show this weekend, right? In Monroe.
Yep.
Are you going to that one? You're not going to that one as a shop, are you?
No, not that one as a shop. I think we've got one more on the books before December, and I can't remember which one it is, but we're doing the big
Columbia show
that Palmetto in Lexington is putting on. Little teaser. We just found out a few minutes ago, Palmetto cards down in Lexington, Aaron and Meredith and the gang, and I and the guys up here at Grand Slam, we're going to co-sponsor a trade night that Saturday night in a separate room right there down the hall from the show. So Aaron was able to secure that spot this morning, and you'll start seeing advertisements for that, but we're going to kind of co-sponsor that and have a good time with a trade night Saturday night.
That's awesome.
So yeah, It'd be cool if a lot of our regulars made it down there. Maybe check out the show during the day, hang out, grab some food off the food trucks, and stay for trade night.
Do you know what weekend that is? Because
13th, 14th, 15th.
Okay, so just a couple weeks before Christmas, 13th, 14th, and 15th. And the trade night is Saturday night, so that's awesome. I know, like, did I see you there? I saw you there. Was that a Sunday or was that a Saturday when I saw you? That was a Sunday? It was a little lighter?
I was there Sunday last time.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, with the trade night there, I bet that sort of boosts Sunday participation. Because what will happen is they'll get a little influx of new inventory on Saturday night and then put it out there to see if they can move it on Sunday. So this is what I love about college football, right? Everybody's got an opinion. Avery chimes in, USC will always be the little redheaded step bro to Clemson. And then Anthony chimes in, go Gamecocks. Screw Clemson. Love it. What a good rivalry. What a good rivalry. So, but that's awesome. Let us know if you guys went to the show, if you guys had a good time. I may actually venture into Monroe for the show this weekend. I believe it's a 2-day show. Can you confirm that, Josh? Is that a 2-day show?
It is. Yep, it is.
And
some friends at the shop are actually putting it on. So
yeah, Jimmy, right? Jimmy, oh, where'd you go? Josh has gone behind the curtain and needs to step up to the microphone.
I'm here.
There he goes. So yeah, Jimmy, right? Big soccer card collector.
I know. So the other, probably not the guy in charge of it. That might be him. One or two of the other guys that are helping put it on are regulars at the shop. So I don't know how involved they are with running it, but they're dropping off flyers here and their customers here too. So
maybe before the show ends, Jacob, if you could find that on the socials, and we'll post it and give some better information other than somewhere in Monroe. And I think we know the dude. And maybe it's 2 days.
Oh, how about this? Jacob, don't do any work. I'll send you a picture of the flyer. We can throw it up on the screen.
Awesome. While he's doing that, Josh,
Yes.
what's coming to the shop?
There's
Oh,
actually
no. I just saw the notes. This is very important for the dudes in the audience. Josh, do you rake leaves during the season, or do you wait for them all to fall and then rake them all at once?
This is funny because I have a very strong opinion on this.
Figured you did.
And where does this question come from? What is the point of this question?
Because I'm looking out in my yard, I'm like,
Oh,
I could
so-
rake leaves now, and then it would feel like I didn't do anything in about a week.
and I've got a tip for you.
Ooh, I like
So we
those.
live in a very mature neighborhood, and Jacob.
What are
already
you
found-
doing in it then?
That's one way to say it.
So the neighborhood's mature. We are not. But
Hey, there we go.
there's the info for the Monroe Trading Card Expo.
Yes, if
this
you're catching this
weekend.
on the replay on the audios, it's the Monroe Trading Card Expo. It's this weekend, November 9th and 10th. Saturday from 10 to 5, Sunday from 9 to 4. And that's it's at 3230 Preston Road, Suite D in Monroe.
Agricultural Center.
Yes,
You can,
Monroe Agricultural Center.
Yeah, you can go on Instagram and just type in Monroe Expo, all one word, and find it there too. But yeah, so my brother who just tuned in or chimed in said one thing. Yesterday the leaves were like papery light. You could blow them, and now they're all soggy and wet from the rain. So anyone that hasn't done it yet is now in trouble. But here's where. So anyway, the neighborhood's mature. Huge big trees all over our yard. Our yard is like, if you let them all fall at once, at the end, it's like a foot deep. It's a nightmare. And so I've been dumb and waited, and then I spend an entire day blowing and raking. One year we did raking onto a big tarp and then dragging it out and raking up. It took all day. Then the next year I was like, I need to leaf blow these things when they're not wet. And so I leaf blow, and it takes half a day to do everything. Last year, as the first little drop comes down, I blow them up. That's really easy, doesn't take long. Then another big hit of leaves, and then you get those. And then I solved it. Here's how I do it, all in one day from the comfort of my couch.
Gasoline.
You hire someone, and I have hired someone that is very inexpensive, like did my entire yard front and back out to the road for like $100. And it's an all day thing for someone like me doing it. He can do it in like an hour and it's all done. And it's gas powered, jetpack. That's the way to do it. And Anthony says, yeah, I have 12 kids. Yeah,
That's
right.
what I was about to say.
Getting them out there to help me with the tarp and everything was.
What you guys don't realize is kids do not guarantee a job well done. I mean, you end up doing it anyway, or you end up coaching them through it, and it's a bunch of attitude, and you got to bribe them with a whole bunch of candy and cards and stuff like
and
that.
Fortnite money and V-Bucks and stuff. So I just say, y'all go inside, let me do this. And now I just say, I'm calling someone to come do it. And I mean, I think like $80, $100 is like, you just wait till the end. If I get bored and the leaves are really dry, I'll go out there and blow them kind of off the driveway and just kind of out towards the road a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been that bored.
Well, yeah,
ever. All right. I'll take that into consideration. I live in one of these. Josh, do you live in a neighborhood with an HOA? Will they get on top of you about it?
No,
ours
no.
will. Like if you have too many leaves, you get the letter. You get the letter, and then you get the email. Like I got a letter about a little bit of mildew on the side of the house, so I've got to go take care of it. Like it's like a little spot. It's not like my house is turning green and growing arms. It's just a little bitty spot. But all right, I'll take that under advisement, guys. What do you guys do with your leaves? Is it take care of them as the season goes, or do you wait till the end and hire somebody?
Here's what I do on a light leaf dusting. I have a riding lawnmower with a bag, and you can just vacuum up. It's just a vacuum.
A yard vacuum.
Yeah, and it's so nice. But once they really start coming down, it's like 2 passes and you got to unload it, and it's like not worth it. Then I bought this one little attachment Ryobi thing where you go and you just suck them up and it mulches them into a bag, and then it's like 10 feet and your bag's full. So there went that experiment.
Oh, yeah.
I have for the last 2 or 3, 4 years, I've tried everything, and the best thing is hire someone that does it for a profession. Your yard would probably be way less. Your yard probably be $50 and they blow them out in the street and you're done probably. Can you just we just blow them out into the street into a pile along the curb and the city comes and grabs them. Do they do that where you live?
Oh,
That's still happens in your neighborhood.
You just have to get them to the street in my neighborhood, and then they come with a big thing that sucks them all up.
Yeah.
A big arm with a big, like in a giant vacuum.
Yeah. I wonder how many cats go missing when they do that. Probably a lot.
Enough. Not enough. No, I'm just kidding. I like cats.
You're not kidding.
No, I do.
You're not kidding.
I have a former NFL punter that does my yard every 2 weeks.
Well,
That's a true story.
when you're rich, you can do that. You can hire celebrities to do it. I just have to hire common folk.
Does he continually lose a bet? How did this happen?
I don't know.
I
have
my
proof.
brother will do it for $75, apparently.
He must not have been a very good punter. I'm not going to.
Joe, I'm curious. Joe, do you have the gas-powered arm attachment, big blower thing? And we're wasting way too much time talking about these.
Too much time. Why don't you tell us what's hitting the shelves at Grant? That's the last time I come up with a bantering question, because then we'll just go down the rabbit trails. What's hitting the shelves at the shop this week?
Don't get me started on leaves and those little ants. I've spent hours.
Shelves at Grand Slam. What's new?
Hey, this is my podcast. I'll mute all of y'all if y'all want. There's some good products coming this week. So let me pull up the list so I can remind myself. Tomorrow, we have National Treasures Collegiate Football hitting the shelves.
Ooh, big.
So fun product for those that like to dabble in National Treasures football without spending $1,500 a box. This should be way less. Let me see if they've even got pre-order prices on this stuff. Yeah, $600 roughly, maybe $699. It looks like Blowout's got them for $629, so I'm usually at that or below. But all right, so National Treasures Collegiate Football, and then one of the favorites, Stadium Club Baseball, launches tomorrow. You're looking at like $200 a box. And then there is the compact version, which is the one autograph, little smaller, light hobby box. The Blowout's out of stock on those. Those are probably like $100 or $120 or something. I haven't priced any of it yet. It'll arrive probably later today for tomorrow.
I'm so glad they came out with that product. I was actually afraid they wouldn't, because I don't know about you guys. The photography in the flagship products this year has been great. And I'm thinking
Stadium Club leads the way.
Yeah, I'm like, are they trying to get rid of Stadium Club? Because remember, one of the parallels in the flagship product was like the True Photo parallel, which is a full bleed, no border, nothing. And I was like, are they doing away with Stadium Club? I'm glad that they brought it back, or that they continue to bring it back. So.
Yesterday, since we are an early release store for Pokemon, Surging Sparks, we were able to start selling that yesterday. It's selling hot. The price is going bananas from what we hear. It's not super easy to find. And Jacob, you'll be interested to know this. I got allocated like 3 boxes, I think, of Select WWE. That's Friday. Premium Press Pass Baseball is Friday. We've had this product in football. It's a Leaf product. And we'll also have this, the TriStar Hidden Treasures autographed mystery basketball jerseys. So currently in the shop, we have football jerseys, we have multi-sport mystery jerseys, and we've had some sweet ones coming out of that. And Friday, we will have the basketball mystery jerseys. So, yeah, that's what is hitting the shelves this week.
Are you getting enough Stadium Club for a little bitty break of that stuff? They get you enough?
Stadium Club is like Cosmic Chrome. We get like just enough that if I break it, then I'll miss out on some sales in the store.
Yeah.
Very apparently. So,
and if you guys are just tuning in, if you haven't tuned in for a long time, you're wondering why, hey, why doesn't Grand Slam do a lot of breaks? I know they do some. Josh is really good about making sure his customers have inventory on the shelves when they come to the shop. So it'd be easy for him to just break everything and then you'd be looking at some blank shelves, but he's good about not doing that.
Yeah, in a perfect world, I'd have enough to get both, but because huge breakers exist, they gobble up all the allocations, and the shops don't get enough. But
fantastic. Well, that's what's new on the shelves at Grand Slam. Come see Josh, get some Stadium Club, grab that Pokemon before it disappears. And now, Jacob, why don't you spin something up from our sponsor?
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy. Your background changed.
I'm trying to reiterate, guys, get out there and vote. Super important. It's your civic duty. If you haven't done it, go vote.
Especially if you're up there. You're in North Carolina, right, Michael?
I am in North Carolina.
You North Carolinians need to get up there and vote.
Yes.
If you catch my drift. But anyway.
So, anyway, what do we got first in hobby news, Jacob?
All right, for up first in hobby news, the World Series victory for the Dodgers.
Josh, did you watch that last game?
I did. Here, and I actually tuned in. I tuned in the fourth inning. I was like, "Oh, this one's gonna go another game. All right." And and then I saw a funny, hilarious meme. It's that typical Halloween meme where it says, "Parents, make sure to check your children's candy. I just found the Yankees' fifth inning in mine." And it has the Snickers cut open with a picture of the Yankees botching the fifth inning there. But yeah, that was an epic. And now you got, let's say they win that game. It's still a monumental uphill course to win four in a row. It's never done. So just because they blew that game doesn't mean the Yankees had a much greater shot of winning. But at least they had a shot.
But this is, it's what movies are made out of, right? Like that's how it looked almost scripted. If you want a definition of crapping the bed, that is crapping the bed. My goodness. If you hit Aaron Judge 100 baseballs, he doesn't drop that ball.
Yeah.
And if you have 100 plays at first base, Rizzo and Garrett Cole don't just stare at each other like they don't know how to play baseball.
Yeah. My son just found the Yankees fifth inning inside of a Snickers.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, and then I thought, okay, what they? Oh, and yeah, Judge can drop that. Volpe can throw it to third poorly, but they get out of it with no damage if Cole covers the bag.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
pressure does weird things, right? We see it all the time, but we don't see it 3 times in a row in a single inning from the best team from the American League. It's just you just never see that. That was a lightning strike. It's crazy.
Have you seen the kudos to Freddie Freeman for killing it? But did you see that? It's another meme that says, congratulations to this year's World Series MVP, Freddie Freeman, and it's a picture of the oldest bully kid from Home Alone.
Buzz, right? Was that his name?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Buzz
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, I wanted to bring this up. Yes, congrats to the Dodgers, but we are. Rumor has it we are a podcast about sports cards. So let's take a look at some sports cards. Let's pull the first one. What's the first one you're going to show? So this is Shohei. If you scroll down a little bit, and we're rocking the free version of Card Ladder, so it only goes back 30 days. But you can see. Can you hover over the spike of that, Jacob? So that was October 10th. I think that's the first. They were in a bye, right?
I just assumed that's the 50-50 period where he.
No. The playoffs had already started by then. So I think that spike, the first spike, in middle of September, was probably the 50-50. And then the other spike was right before the Dodgers started playing. So, and we mentioned this, right? Who's going to spike during the playoffs? You should sell stuff before the World Series. And this is a clear example of that. Because even with Shohei winning, you could see what his prices did. And thank goodness that phone is ringing.
I'm trying to mute it, is what I'm trying to do. But
so any thoughts on this, Josh? Is this what typically this is what you see, right? You'll see this with Patrick Mahomes cards after he wins the Super Bowl. You'll see it build up to it and then sort of taper off.
It's the typical sell the cards right after they win the World Series or win a Super Bowl. Sell them, and then that's if you. Some people. Here's the tempting thing to do is you've got one of these cards. Let's use Freddie Freeman, and during the World Series, his cards were probably at their peak. If they weren't at their peak for pricing, they were at their peak for demand.
Yeah.
For the love of friggin' Pete.
You're pretty on target with that.
Yeah. I don't know if you looked at this, Josh, beforehand, but we should have had this while you were talking. Because look at that. This is what his cards did leading up to the World Series. That's bananas. So, Jacob, if you could hover over the beginning of that graph at the far left. So,
78.
So if you guys are just listening, on August 7th, Freddie Freeman, scroll up just a little bit so I can get the name of the card. So this was the 2011 Topps Freddie Freeman, just a base card on August. What was that, Jacob? On August 7th, PSA 10, $78. Go all the way over. That is just it's pretty much flat all the way through August, all the way through September, and then look at it skyrocket at its peak. In August, you get into this card for a shade under $80, and November 1st, $195, and then it tapers off after that. But good on Freddie.
Yeah, my point is there's a temptation to not sell when he gets that high because it's I don't want to part with this. This card has become more valuable. And I'm a player like Freeman, who will kind of quietly fade off into the ether because he's not Ohtani or anything. And he doesn't do things with flash and stay in the headlines. That's your opportunity to sell it. And if you miss it, you can see very shortly after you'll miss that. And so,
and then and then let's take a look at Mookie Betts, which I think this World Series win. I don't know about you. So this is the 2014 Topps update, and nothing, right? If you look at this, nothing. I mean, it's got a pretty healthy pop. What was that? It's like just under 5,000.
Yep.
For his pop.
Mookie doesn't get a lot of hobby love for some reason. And I watched that playoffs. I'm like, this dude, he reminds me of Derek Jeter so much in the way he bats and everything. I don't know. He just does.
And if you've ever watched his podcast, he's got a great personality. He's a great athlete. I think this win makes him a lock for the Hall of Fame. What's that? 3 rings, 1 with Boston, 2 with LA. I mean, he just stays healthy. I mean, he's everything that the Dodgers wanted from him. That's why they spent a whole bunch of money. But really flat. I was really surprised because he had a really, really good series. I mean, if Freddie Freeman doesn't go unconscious, Mookie could be MVP.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Jason is chiming in. Jason saying Mookie and Freeman are the reason for the win of the World Series this year. It was nice to watch. I absolutely agree.
Ohtani hurting his shoulder, really, it's amazing. If Judge and some of the Yankees didn't slump like they did at the worst possible time, that was their opportunity. You got the MVP going down, and then here's your window. But they couldn't take advantage. And like Jay said, Mookie and Freeman just stepped up.
And speaking of Judge, go ahead and bring Judge up. So he finally caught fire. I think you heard me talking about him, that he was lost. And then he went nuts for about a game and a half. But even Judge, if you look at this chart, guys, his cards actually peaked at the beginning of September. There was one little spike in the middle of September, and then on the way down because it's just not sustainable. I mean, this was a base. What is it? Can you scroll up? This was your base Topps. This is Topps Chrome. It's the base PSA 10. It started at 160, and now the last sold price was 134. So, I don't think Aaron Judge is going anywhere. I mean, literally, he's 6'8", right? 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Does it really make a difference? Hey, tall guy. Yeah, you, Jacob. Does it really make a difference after 6'4"? Probably not, right?
Hit your head a lot.
Yeah. So he's not going anywhere. He's going to be a monster for a long time. But, wow. Sort of disappeared for almost the entire playoffs until the last 2 games.
And it really looked like they got game 4. They had the lead noticeable lead in game 5 halfway through. Judge starts to hit. I really thought, ooh, this is gonna go 7, and the Yankees could maybe pull this off. And then the 5th inning, crazy.
Yeah. And then the last one. So let's move to Juan Soto. We'll skip Volpe. So Juan Soto, I think he may be on the trade block again. Look, guys, super talented. I feel like he's been in the league for 25 years, right? It drives me crazy what he does in the batter's box. If I was Garrett Cole, I'd hit him in the head every single time.
It's amazing he doesn't get hit more. It's
nuts. It's nuts. And I'm here thinking that he's Mookie's size. This dude's 6'2". I had no idea it was that big. So, but still, other than a few little spikes here and there, pretty flat for his rookie card.
Yeah, so, he's been one in the past that doesn't get a crap ton of hobby love with his prices. I don't know if it used to be he would just be subpar most of the season, and then he'd start to turn it on. He'd just be a really good player. And I think that because he never just lights the world on fire all season long, early. I mean, he was really hot as a rookie. Then his stuff kind of was like he was a national, kind of faded. I just remember thinking I had a couple really good Soto cards. I'm like, these things do not bring what they. At one point, his Topps Chrome rookies weren't bringing squat.
I really do think it hurt him sort of team hopping.
That does for sure. Yeah, I think so
it
too.
does. If you guys are sort of new-ish to the hobby, that will put a dent, and it's an opportunity to get in on a good player, a really good player. Because I think he's generational as far as a hitter. He's terrible in the field, but he's a really good hitter. But the fact that he was on the Nationals and the Padres and now the Yankees, and I think the Yankees may be shipping him off again, so that probably hurts his hobby, his hobby value a little bit. But for me, the take-home lesson here is these superstars for the teams in the World Series. If you are not a long-term hold on these guys, you got to move them before the series starts, guys. I mean, take that lesson into the NFL playoffs. If you're not a collector of a player, and you're doing this, and you're wanting to maximize return on a card and their player on the player and their cards, you got to do it before the event. I mean, timing is everything here, guys. So just take that and do what you will with it.
I love the stats, the crazy stats with Juan Soto when you're dealing with his age. Remember, it was like he's younger than Adley Rutschman. I think he's like just 2 years older than Gunnar Henderson. Like, just
it's a puppy.
Crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Jacob, let's skip the GemRate numbers. Maybe we'll visit those next week, and let's move on and wrap things up with the power of Disney. Did you guys see what this Superfractor of Mickey Mouse went for?
No, but I'm ready to see. This will be news to me. And out of what set? I haven't.
It was actually last year, and it says 2023 on the label, but I don't know if that was this year's release.
It came out this year,
right? So it's 2023 Topps Chrome Disney. I believe this was a European or British exclusive. I saw it hit my inbox, click through, it was already sold out. So, Jacob, can you pull that up? Wait till you see this number.
I don't have that, but I'll pull up the thumbnail.
I wonder if this will do not as bad, but like if it will age as poorly as NFTs. Did you see Logan Paul bought a $630,000 NFT that's worth like $10 now? And so obviously I don't think these cards will ever tank like that, but I just wonder, is there going to be a long-term market for a card like this?
Here, Jacob,
and I don't think we'll be able to answer that. It's one of those things time will sell. $500,000.
That's why the thumbnail of this episode is the magic of Disney. Like, what in the holy heck? 500 large for a Mickey Mouse Superfractor.
So even after this sale, the hobby boxes are selling for about $1,100.
Good gracious.
Look at that. I love the comments. It says, long term, this is a great deal. Well, first Disney Chrome set ever, as well as the only Disney 100, which can only happen once. Mickey Mouse is Disney. So, I mean, hard to argue with those points. The only thing you could argue is that will there be a market for this down the road? I don't know that answer. I would love to know it, and I hope there is.
Yeah. So for me, what do you got there, Jacob? Yeah, there it is. So for me, the question that's I've got to ask is, and Jacob, I think I threw this in the show notes, is the eBay sales of the recent Topps Marvel set. So check these out.
I've been talking about this with you guys for about a year now. I'm not a sports card person. I'm kind of just here sometimes, but this stuff has a wider market, and it's like the comic books has always been a thing, but it's nice to see like the trading card stuff is finally starting to take off.
Yeah. So can you sort this by highest for me, Jacob, please? Thank you.
You would kind of think that
Oop,
it
just
would
at
be
the
more
top.
likely that the
top.
card market of Marvel would go, because it's that way with everything. But
Yeah. I mean, this is an ungraded, the Captain America.
10,
Okay, Captain
200
America is
bids.
one thing. Green Goblin being number 2, that's pretty crazy.
Yes, but I mean, if Captain America got graded a PSA 9, no one's paying $500,000 for that,
No.
right.
right?
I think that
So-
comment said it right. Like, Mickey
Yeah.
is Disney. Like, that's as good as it gets for a Disney
Yeah.
card,
It's
character
about as
wise.
iconic of a character as you can
Yeah.
get.
So, I mean, this begs the question, right? We've had Lorcana, like 3 iterations or 4 iterations of Lorcana now. Is it the 3rd?
Five actually, maybe
5?
Yeah, 5 have been out.
So
6 is
5.
coming.
Topps Chrome Disney, Topps Chrome Marvel. Marvel's doing a collab that's coming out with Magic the Gathering. There was a Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering. I can't see them why not doing a collab with the Harry Potter IP. Somebody's going to do that. You know, this non-sport stuff has got some legs, guys. These are real numbers. And Jacob brought it up. There's a much wider audience for this stuff than it would be for the Dodgers, right? This is almost universal.
Also,
the hobby just has to get behind it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I said the hobby just has to get behind it. Like, you start getting some of the sports guys over into the Disney or the Marvel or the Garbage Pail or even WWE and Star Wars. I mean, and it's getting there.
Yeah. Guys, chime in here. Let us know what you think. Are you guys a collector of some non-sports? What do you guys think about the Disney sale? What do you guys think about the Marvel stuff? What do you guys think is going to happen with Marvel and the Magic the Gathering collab? I have got a hard stop, guys. I know that Josh, you probably have a hard stop too. If you guys have made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Leave a review.
Let's
get out and vote. And Josh, take us home.
Let's for once, me and Jacob hang out for 5 more minutes, and we'll do crazy stat, and we can look at a few Star Wars cards from this release, because I got a bunch of comments. So thank you, Michael.
Awesome. See you guys.
Talk soon.
Let's do it.
Flip this on the other way. Can you do it? Hey, there we go. That's how we need to be. Not that it matters, because I'm going to pull this camera down. Let's look at.
I have pictures of ones that you did send us.
So don't show those, except because I have those here, I think, and so it'd be cool to look at them up close here. Let me get my camera down. This was, if you're wondering, this is the Topps Chrome Galaxy set that came out last week, I think on Friday. We are already sold out outside of 1 box. I am have disappeared. I'm also going to remove my background so that we got a normal. Boom.
Also, like we've said before, though, with this versus sports cards, with the non-sports stuff, you open the door for more artistic style designs, which is where the Star Wars product in particular can really shine.
Yeah, and sports products, in my opinion, need to. I'm going to zoom out here too, so give me 1 sec. In my opinion, they need to start doing stuff with their I don't know how, with their photography. They, what was the WWE product that had the photo, and they've done it with basketball. Photogenic, man. Yeah, just take a page out of Photogenic and So mostly, if you're joining us, the podcast is over. We're going to look at a few of these cards really quick, just because they did such an awesome job this year. So I'm going to show, we'll get into some duplicates, but these are the mini diamond refractors, as you'll see on the bottom. So there's a big, you get a small handful in every box. And so you got BB-8, but I just wanted to show off some of they do so many like of the iconic scenes from the movies. I'll end with my favorite one. It's not valuable or anything. I just love the design of it, but.
Well, and that's another thing about this as well. Since these look so good, people are more inclined to build sets, and they don't. I mean, obviously, a lot of people care about the value, but they don't care about it as much because it kind of comes secondary to how cool the card looks.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching on launch day a couple boxes of this getting opened in the store, and even though I'm a big Star Wars fan, I have zero desire to open Star Wars cards until I saw this box, and I'm like, oh, that almost makes me want to open one. So. I didn't because we only had a case and it was selling really hot. I wanted customers to get their hands on it, but Qui-Gon and Darth.
That's cool.
Yeah, Jabba. Have you seen many of these cards? Have you seen
just the 3 that you sent us?
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the first time you're seeing it too.
I was impressed with the Topps Chrome cards. I still have a blaster that I opened here on my desk. Even the base cards looked cool, but nothing like this, of course. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll probably get a few duplicates in here too, but there, oh, Yoda. I have the high ground.
See, you know the key part, and that goes back to what I said. Like people that don't even follow the properties still know iconic parts of the properties. That's how insane the reach is.
Yeah. There's a Darth and Leia.
I bet the
Anakin
set got a nice payday.
What's that?
The artist that because it seems to be the same person that is doing each design.
So it's funny you say that. There's actually the artist's names on the back.
Cool.
And there's a bunch of different ones, I think.
Really? That's what I like about Lorcana. And do they do it on Pokemon as well?
I don't think there's individual artists there. Magic is huge for it, of course.
I think that's real cool.
Have you seen that meme where it was talking about when Yoda finally dies there on this swamp planet when Luke is there? And the meme is I know how Yoda feels when my kids won't stop asking me questions. He'd rather die than sit there and answer more of Luke's questions. Kylo, kind of one of my favorites.
Oh, you gotta love that one.
This is Baby Yoda, right?
Yep.
That's his name, Baby Yoda.
Grogu was the technical name they gave to him.
Isn't that hilarious how Baby Yoda took off? That's a sweet, iconic. That looks like it needs to be the movie picture outside of the theater.
Yeah, it does.
This is cool too. When Luke's first discovering his lightsaber. Have you seen the one too? Given the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy, first thing he does is look at it. In the movie, he looks at it straight, like he points the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy right at his face. There's so many good memes from that old. There's a couple, we'll probably get into them here pretty quick. A couple sweet Han Solo and the Carbonite. There you go from
man. Those look really good.
Yeah, they really do. We'll start getting into some duplicates here, and then I'll buzz through a little faster. But Phantasma, Phasma or something like that. Yeah. Darth, always a favorite. There we go. Boba.
That's cool.
With the Carbonite.
What did the autographs from this set look like?
I haven't seen one, actually. I think it's one per case. So every 12 boxes, I think, has an autograph, if I remember right. And
this is Galaxy?
Yeah, Star Wars Topps Chrome Galaxy. We didn't see... we have one box on the shelf still, I believe. And so we never saw the auto. Yeah, we're getting into a bunch of duplicates. Oh, so here's one of my favorites. For some reason, I like this one with Darth in his hand on there. Our current viewership is going down, so I should probably hurry through some of these. Love this one. We're getting into some of my favorites now. So this was one of my favorites.
Ooh.
I like the art style on this one, man.
Ooh.
Let's see. Alice Zhang killed it on this one. Great picture.
That one's nice.
Some of the duplicates. Got a little bit of the animated series in there. So here's some other of my favorites. I just like the art on that one.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that.
This one, since I kind of like Kylo, when he's in his all black getup, I think he looks pretty awesome. These are a bunch of the same cards, but these are the mini. As you can see, they got a refractor look. So these are the mini diamond refractors of some of my favorites, and I'll show you my favorite one.
Those look good.
It's just probably this one's my favorite just because it's so unique. Before I show you that, I want to show you this one first. I like Count Dooku. I just think he was done well as a villain. And you got all 4 of the bad villains there. That's awesome. Cool. Just an awesome shot of Kylo. Luke again. That one again. And then for some reason, this is my favorite one. Just maybe.
Yep. That one's really cool. That's one of the ones you sent to us too.
Yep. Got all the good guys in there. So there it is. A pile of Star Wars. If you're putting the set together, these cards were donated from one of our good friends of the shop. Just let us know if you need a few of them. We're going to end with a couple crazy stats. And the first one is about the Commanders. You're going to have to do it to the sound of my voice.
Real quick before you get into that, I did after all this time managed to find an autograph from the set, and that's how they look, which is a little disappointing compared to the look of the base cards, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the autographed card too. Yeah,
that is true.
I heard that card was going for a ton. That's got to be,
that's
got to be one of the biggest chasers in the product for sure.
Absolutely. All
right.
Okay,
you're gonna have to do this to the sound of my voice. But this is I think I got 2 stats. The first one is about the Commanders this season. The Commanders have only turned the ball over 3 times all season. That is insane. That's the fewest turnovers by any team in their first 9 games since 1933, and that's when turnovers were first started to be tracked. So, just to say, halfway through the season, they've only turned the ball over 3 times. That's pretty insane. And then the other stat that I had, because I know I had 2. Oh, don't tell me I only have 1. I may have. I thought I probably saved it, and it didn't save for whatever reason. So that's going to be our only stat of the week.
Not a bad stat.
Yep, not a bad stat. Commanders are on a roll. Thanks for hanging out, Jacob.
No problem.
I got to run now too, though. Y'all have a good one. Go fill the football break over on the break page, and we'll see you then.